Congrats! You've received an interview invite at one of your top MBA programs and you want to start preparing your responses. Don't forget that at the end of the interview, the tables will turn and it will be your chance to ask questions of your interviewer. You absolutely must have a few questions prepared ahead of time. So let's go through how to prepare and what to ask.
The first step in your process should be learning about who will be interviewing and what role they are in. Generally, interviews are conducted by members of the admissions committee staff, trained second-year MBA students, or local alumni of the program. You definitely want to tailor your questions to the type of interviewer you will be speaking with. In the case of students and alumni, to the specific person. For example, you wouldn't want to ask a member of the admissions committee about campus culture. Sure, they're at the school, but they aren't experiencing it like a student would. Or an alumni may be years out of school, so that question wouldn't be ideal for them either.
Assuming you're given the name of your interviewer in advance, start doing your research. Look them up on LinkedIn to get a sense of their background, career paths, and interests. I've occasionally had a client at Stratus who was hesitant to do this because they didn't want to appear to be stalking their interviewers. Don't worry, interviewers actually assume or expect that you will look them up. When I was interviewing candidates as a Sloan AdCom, I was always surprised if a candidate didn't look me up prior to the session. Were they not that interested in the program? Didn't make time to prepare properly? I never knew. And while this won't be a make or break in your chances of admission, interviews do expect you to gather a little intel. A LinkedIn look is fine, but resist the urge to look up their social media accounts.
If you are being interviewed by a member of the admissions committee or staff, they will likely not have a first-hand sense of what is going on in class. So some great questions could be, what recent initiatives have had the greatest impact on students in your program? What is your favorite part of being on committee? What's a secret gem on campus that many students overlook? What interactions happen between AdCom and students? Or what is your favorite school tradition?
Alternatively, if your interviewer is a student, they will know all the ins and outs of the student experience. If you know their name in advance, find out what they did before coming to the MBA program, what internship they did over the summer, and what clubs or groups they're involved in on campus. Schools often, but not always, try to match candidates with interviewers of similar backgrounds or interests. Students are generally trying to get a sense of your fit for the program. Some good questions for student interviewers include, what has surprised you about the program? Was there something you wish current students had told you before you started the program? What do people do when they're not in class? Is there a must-take class or professor? What course best prepared you for your summer internships? Where do students live? And also, is there a tradition that you've really enjoyed?
Finally, you may be interviewed by a local alum. These folks are also evaluating how you will fit on campus and in the cohort. Adjust your questions to them based on how long ago they graduated. A recent grad will be able to give you insights into the vibe of the school, current classes, and professors, while someone who graduated 20 years ago may not have up-to-date insights. If the alum is more than a few years out, it's good to acknowledge that things may have changed, but ask what advice they would give in hindsight to someone starting the program. Beyond being an alumni interviewer, how have you remained engaged with the school or your classmates? What was an activity or class that has stuck with you over the years? What did you enjoy most about the program?
It's really important to remember that no matter who interviews you, schools value the input of all types of interviewers equally. Always keep the tone of your questions positive. You don't want to end the interview on a negative note. Also, avoid asking the interviewer for feedback, to rate your interview, or if they can share any updates in advance of decisions. One thing to really keep in mind is that the questions you ask should not be throwaways. You want to ask legitimate questions that will give you answers to the questions you actually have. If you've prepared well and nailed your interviews, those answers will help you make the exciting decision of which school you will be attending.
If you'd like some help preparing for your MBA interviews, reach out to us at Stratus, and don't miss the next video on how to answer a question you are bound to get in just about every interview. tell me about yourself.